Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. This is Straight Facts Commentary where I give you my unpopular opinions in everything pop culture. So please stick around and subscribe for more. Hey y'all, I am back again with another video, and in today's video, you see the title, we are doing a review for Ice Spice's newest album, Y2K. So if you're interested in my thoughts on that, female rap, pop, conspiracy theories, trending topics, my unpopular opinions, whatever I feel like getting into for real, go on ahead and subscribe, and let's get into this video. So before we get into the tracks and everything, I wanted to talk about my thoughts leading up to this album. I'm not gonna lie, I was anticipated for the album at first, but then after like the last few singles came out, like Give Me a Light and Fat Butt and Did It First and all that, and them not really living up to my single expectations as far as quality goes, I was just like, my excitement started to wear off a bit. But of course, I'm still anticipated because there could be some songs on there that I did like. But basically, my anticipation overall did wear off upcoming to this album. Also, I did notice there were only 10 tracks on this album, so not a lot at all. We pretty much got half the album already out as singles before the album even came out. So I'm just like, dang. So now going into this album, there's not a lot of newness because there's only 10 tracks. So you only have a few tracks to review that we haven't already heard. Okay, though, let's go ahead and get into it. So the first track is Oh Ish or Oh Shit or whatever, featuring Travis Scott. This was a party song, a party vibe, which are most of the songs on this album, but I really liked the beat. It was different than what she normally does. It was darker, it was harsher. I can't really describe the beat exactly. It was like kind of like dark trap sounding in a way. Travis's verse was really good, and it was interesting to see Travis on this album. He is a huge figure in hip hop, and that's a really big feature. So kudos to her and her team for that. I actually like the chorus. It was really catchy. It flowed well, so I can see myself vibing to this track. So I think it was a nice way to start off the album. It had a lot of energy. It had a completely different vibe than what we're used to hearing from Ice. So like You Think You the Ish or a Did It First kind of sound. This sounded completely sonically different than what we're used to. And it shows to me based on this track that Ice Spice can sound decent on different beats. So this was a completely different surface area for her. And I think that she didn't do bad. I mean, is it my favorite track on the album? No, but it's definitely like listenable. I like this song more than I'd like Did It First, for example. Okay, next up is Papa. Oh my gosh. I like this one so much. This song is fire to me, fire. The beat was very triumphant. I love that. I wasn't expecting this like switch up in her flow and cadence. It sounded like Ice Spice, but like a whispery, dark version of her. I like this sound on her. She should definitely keep it. I like this flow type. I like this cadence type. It sounds familiar, but not too familiar. Like, what? What the hell was this? But I mean that in the most positive way. Like, I was so surprised. I wasn't expecting her to switch up her flow and her energy this much. She sounded calm, she sounded confident, but still like packed a punch in my opinion. She was definitely putting out the weaker tracks as singles in my opinion, like in comparison to this song. Um, I also noticed she said mad bitches wanna be ya. I wonder if that was a Cardi dig. I don't know. I don't know if that was or not, but it reminded me of what Cardi said in that one song referencing Bia, so I don't know. But anyway, she said munching on that papa like there's food in it is wild. And I was like, oh crap. I'm assuming she's talking about, the nigga being a munch, right? But I was here for that one. That is a really standout track for me. Moving on, next is Bitch I'm Packing with Gunna. Again, she slid to me. Is she like the most lyrical ever? No. But I think she did good compared to what she normally would do on a track, like a Gimme a Light or You Think You the Ish. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. Again, too, I appreciate the diversity in this beat in comparison to songs we've had, when Ice Spice first debuted or whatever. The vibe is completely different. It's giving like Ice but elevated. She did her thing. I love her flow and cadence again. She sounds kind of like she's moaning on the track a little bit, but it works. Like she sounds good. She sounds sexy actually. She kind of sounds like she's been smoking cigarettes her whole life, but like in a good way. I don't know, it was giving very much like I smoke a pack a day, but like I feel like that raspiness and that like dark like undertone was purposeful and I actually really enjoyed it. Also, Gunna did good on his verse too. Gunna and Travis's verses were smooth and they were listenable. They weren't boring at all. So yeah, I think they both complemented each other well. Like I don't see anything wrong with it, to be honest with you. The next track is Plenty Sun. So she said she ain't got no kids, but she got plenty sons, which is crazy. So I wonder what the Barbs feel about that particular line. If they're like, oh dang, she's jacking like Nicki Minaj's entire bars, because we do know Nicki Minaj very commonly says these B words are her sons. So I don't know. Is Ice borrowing? Is she jacking? I don't know. But I like this song too, and I really like the beat again. I loved her energy on this one. It was really chill and confident. It was like she was recording it and she wasn't really worried because she knew that it was fire. I love the calm, confident vibe opposed to songs like Give Me a Light that were very frantic and loud and like extra, but they didn't really pack a punch. It just came off as more annoying. Um, so I love her energy on these. And I think she popped her ish on this again. So the next song is BB Belt. Okay, BB Belt. So apparently, like Ice Spice is, I don't know if her entire album or if like what's going on, but I think her album leaked prior to it coming out. And BB Belt was again one of the songs that came out, and this was supposed to be the Cardi B disc. So depending on when this video comes out, either I already have the video out about the Cardi B and Ice Spice drama, or it's coming out directly following this video. So if anybody's gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, Cardi B and Ice Spice drama," like I know, trust me, I know the video is either already out or it's coming. But this was the track that was supposed to be the Cardi B diss. So when I finally gave it a full listen, initially when I was listening to the track, it started off with the poopy lyric, and I was like, oh hell nah. Like it automatically ruined my vibe in comparison to the last few tracks that we heard right before BB Bell. And I'm like, what the heck? Did we really have to throw the poopy line in there? Like she could have had like a clean, slate without it even being mentioned. But of course she had to add it because she's Ice Spice and she needs a diaper. So I was like, I obviously kept listening for the sake of this review, but outside of that part, I really liked the caution freaking sirens in the background. I don't know if it was a caution, if there was sirens, or if it was like a phone ringing. Either way, it sounded very ominous and very like warning signal ish. And I freaking love that. It was a very unique additure. Like, I don't think I've ever heard that in a beat before. And if I have, it wasn't executed that way. So I really love that. I thought it was dope. And also I liked it because it's supposed to be a diss record, but it was also listenable. Like, you know how like there's diss records, but they are pretty much unlistenable. It's just a whole bunch of jabs, but it's not a fun song to listen to. Like, for example, Bia's diss record to Cardi B was, a whole bunch of jabs at Cardi B, but it wasn't listenable. It was trash overall. And then Nicki Minaj's Bigfoot was a bunch of jabs at Megan Thee Stallion, but it wasn't like replay value enough. Like it wasn't really good. It was just a bunch of jabs and talking. And then anybody else who's released a diss track that is just like it has a bunch of weight in it as far as the disses go, but the song isn't interesting enough to re-listen to. That isn't the case with BB Belt. For me, the song is worth listening to outside of the fact that she whacked Cardi B a few times. So outside of the poopy lyric, this song was actually pretty decent. Okay, and last but not least, as far as the new tracks, if I'm not mistaken, is TTYL. So this song had like a good beat again. This entire, like all the new songs that we're reviewing have good beats. It reminded me though, unfortunately, as far as their delivery goes, of Give Me a Light. and the rapping style just made me not care for it as much because it was that screamy, shouty type of sound. Um, so she sounds better in my opinion with a chill cadence, like the other cadences she had throughout this album. One of my favorite lines was, "I'm letting him crack, I'm throwing it back, like, baby, don't break it." Like, that was tough. Other than that, though, this isn't really my favorite song, mainly because of the cadence and the flow. If the cadence and the flow was different, I probably would appreciate it a little bit more. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that was it for the tracks that haven't already come out on this album that I'm not gonna be reviewing because we already, have heard those. So now I'm gonna give my overall feel for the album. Now, this is interesting. It's really interesting because it's kind of a toss up in terms of how I feel about it because it's like, okay, the first half of the album we pretty much essentially got because she put out a whole bunch of singles over the last several months, and most of those singles, which is pretty much half of the album, were not my favorite. But then when we got the album, the other half of the songs that we didn't get to hear, I'm actually really enjoying. Again, I think she has good features, and it seems like for whatever reason, nobody is putting good features on their albums anymore, or heavy hitting features are just not a thing in most albums that have come out this year. So I applaud her for that. The album being called Y2K, now that I've listened to the whole album, doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. This album didn't really feel Y2K inspired. Now that I really like think about it, JT's album fit closer to Y2K than Ice Spice actually. Like JT's album or mixtape rather sounded like it had more 2000s 90s inspired sounds than Ice Spice's album does. And or maybe it does have Y2K stuff and I'm just missing it, but I wasn't really getting that vibe. So Y2K is an interesting title. Um, Also, I don't know how relevant the album cover is compared to the music, but whatever. I really appreciated like a lot of the flows and cadences on this album compared to what she normally gives. It was completely different from what I was expecting, so that was actually a surprise. Was she lyrically complex in any way, or has she like evolved to become some kind of lyricist? No, but I appreciate the different feel. I feel like her album was cool. It's cool for like a late night drive, dance, pop your ish records. I think that's the type of music Ice is good for. I think this is the type of music she makes for her lane and she didn't do bad. Like for example, Sexy Red's music is not, amazing, but it's decent for her lane. I didn't love the entire album, but what I will say is I definitely took away Papa, Be Unpackin', BB Belt, Oh Ish, and Plenty Sun. So that's pretty much half the album. I liked about half the album. So regardless of what I think though, it's up to the GP and you guys to determine where you'll take it though. Do you guys think there's any solid hits on here? Like, what are your favorite tracks, if any at all? Do you think that this is gonna solidify Ice Spice as, a staying player in female rap, or is this pretty much it for her and you could care to hear anything more from her at this point based on this album? Definitely let me know. I think it was solid. I mean, solid-ish because the first, freaking four singles that we got were not that great, but I think the second half of the album made a recovery point. So you guys let me know. Anyway, that's it for what I had to say. So let's go ahead and get into fan comments and initial reactions that I could find. Some comments read, "They be letting Ice Spice go in the studio and do anything. Her producer literally carrying her career on his back. Oh wow. I'm so disappointed. Oh wow. Tried to give Ice Spice's album a chance, but barely got through the first and second track. Oh wow. Flopped already. We will all be streaming. The way everyone forgot about it. LMFAO. Oh, Miss Poopy. It's already heat. Album is decent. That Gunnaverse is insane. Coming to outstream investigation of poverty? What the fuck? And I doubt it's gonna outstream Cardi's album. Like, yeah, it's not. Tour where? She came in. LMFAO. No, she didn't. Stop lying. Okay, I think this was a screenshot of people replying to someone saying the album was fire. Oh, here's the exact tweet. I had them backwards. I was supposed to have this one first. Ice tour on this album. The person below it says the album was a 3 out of 10. Ooh, dang. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. 2K streams. No one cares. 1 million units first week. Everyone is streaming. And it's ass with fire emojis. I will be streaming. Ended Lotto. 2 streams. Ended Megan already. Yeah, a lot of club bops on here. Yeah, that's what I feel like. They're just like a lot of club records or a lot of records that I can hear myself playing in the car. But nothing like monumental or anything. This was trash. I know you're disappointed. The leaks were cheeks. I couldn't get past the second song. Dang. Mid. Devoured. I miss poopy and I never smell. Yeah, that lyric was so terrible. Tore my eardrums out. I love Ice Spice so bad, but she should have kept damn near the whole album in the drafts. Ice Spice should have kept the album. Cringe. It literally just came out. Name one good song on Ice Spice's Y2K album release. Here comes the one person who's trying to be different and cool. 0 out of 10. Maybe 1.5 for Plenty of Sun. The song with Gunna is genuinely horrible. It's so ass. The shit is so ass. Literally, the Like EP was better. Oh, yeah, that's a good comparison. So how do you guys feel in comparison to this album to the Like EP? I think, yeah, I think I do like the Like EP better because I liked majority of the songs on the Like EP, and the album I only like about half the songs. So yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. She sounds mad far from the mic or on buggin'. The only song that's decent is BB Belt. Help. Oh, come on, y'all. It wasn't that bad. At least she switched up her flows a little bit. BB Belt eats. Honestly, it has some hits. Could tell she was trying a new flow and respected her actual listening to feedback somewhat. Currently, like 4 of the songs. The other ones, not so much. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Like 4 or 5 are pretty solid. You know, hopefully that does something for her, though. I don't know. Papa Hardest, I ain't done, though. Name one time your parents have loved you. Crickets. BB Belt 8. Boring. I have nothing against Ice at all, but to be completely honest, there is no replay value, but did it first. Oh, wow. For me, it's definitely not it. Then the stealing of the Nicki flow for what controversy people to listen to it purposely, but not really her flow. Oh, wow. Ooh. Wait, BB Bell and TTYL 8? Not TTYL. I think Ice Spice just dropped the worst rap album ever. Oh, wow. Ice Spice girl. Oh, damn. If you genuinely think Ice Spice music is good, you need to seek help. LMFAO. Trash. Beats better than I expected, to be honest. It released, I didn't even know. Ice Spice for real, the princess. Hearing Ice Spice's album is a chop. Y2K is underwhelming. She wasted this album on bops that have all the same exact tempo. I didn't learn nothing new about her. I didn't get a wow moment. It gave nothing. SMH, Ice Spice dropped the ball. Okay, well, damn. Those were the comments of like initial reactions that I could find on Twitter. I saw a little bit on Instagram. I didn't screenshot them to put them in here, but there were some on Instagram too, and people were dragging it on Instagram too. So, ooh, some people liked her EP better than this. Like, I don't know. What do you guys think about this as a debut album? Is this weak for a debut album? I can see why some people would think that, especially based on getting the first half of the album and singles and it just weren't hitting. Like, okay, imagine if all of the singles that she put out before she dropped the album were actually good. I think the reception would be different. But you guys let me know. And that's it for this one. I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.